Right, so my name's Ed. I'm head of PE at AFC Telford United and coaching Connections. So I'm here to talk to you about the football education college we have at the football club. So what I'm going to talk to you about today is all about specifically people who want to firstly push their footballing ability, whether they're male or female, aged between 16 and 19. So if you're just finishing year 11, or obviously, you're getting towards finishing year 11, you're in year 11 at the moment, and you want a career in sports, whether that be teaching, coaching, physiotherapy, anything like that. So a variety of sports courses and a variety of sports qualifications we can offer you to help you get that career in sport. Now, lots of people will offer you the opportunity to get better at football and give you the opportunity to get a career in sport. However, the two big selling points that we have over other providers who offer these similar qualifications in the local area, we're a private school for free, and I'll explain what that means in a little bit. And we're also a national and regional award-winning course as well. So about us, so not many people know really about what Coaching Connections is. So Coaching Connections is a nationwide provider of sport education. So we work with a company called the Armstrong Learning Group. So similar to what your schools that you're in at the moment, what's called a multi-academy trust, we're in the same sort of thing. And we're the biggest independent college in the UK. So we've had lots of different inspections like you would have had in a variety of different years when you've been at school. And our most recent inspection has led to outstanding in all categories. So the education you're going to get at the college is very high if you're looking to get into that career in sport and you're looking to do a variety of different BTEC qualifications that we have to offer. So from those inspections that we had, these are the different comments that have been made. So behaviour is really important for us to make sure that obviously people aren't messing around the lesson and kind of disrupting your learning. And there's also a high expectation of culture in the classroom as well as the practical environment we have. We also offer very good high industry standard quality technology. So every single student who comes onto the course will receive a Samsung Galaxy tablet for free. You'll also get a Bluetooth keyboard and access to a variety of different sports science equipment. So for example, we spent £4,000 a couple of weeks ago on different cameras and vests that help you understand how you're getting better regarding sports science, including how fast you can run, how far you can run. We've also got data on how much skeletal mass you have, how much muscle mass you have, how much water's in your body, all sorts of different scientific elements that you wouldn't get at a different college. And that's what's made us outstanding in lots of different areas. Now, the big thing for me as well is that you don't just come out of a piece of paper. So we help you build those resilience skills and that confidence to help you get a career in sport. So there'll be thousands of people of your age if you're looking to apply for different sports qualifications. And yes, you will get very similar piece of paper. However, the big thing for us is that you get lots and lots of career advice. And for example, in the second year of your course, you'll get an hour of careers advice every single week, rather than maybe an hour or two that you might get every single year. So all the facilities we have are based at the football club itself. So you can see in the background there, that's the football club. And as you can see in the middle picture there, that's the learning centre stand that all of our education is based at. We've also got facilities off-site. So we use a gym off-site and we use another football pitch off-site. And the reason for that is just to maximise your learning. So I'm sure you'll get lots of different facilities at school that are all on site. We bus you there and back. So there's no real difference between that. It's just to make sure we maximise your learning and maximise your experience that you get. The qualifications we offer are all in sport, like I mentioned at the start. So if you're interested in getting into a career in sport, then we offer 3 different courses. We offer a BTEC Level 2 diploma, which to get onto this would be equivalent to GCSE standards. So not many people go into that course. We only have 5 students on that course at the moment, and they're for students who maybe struggled in school a little bit or haven't done sport before to a high standard regarding education. And therefore they need a small group to help them, sort of get onto, into that industry. So that's a 1-year course. We also do, however, BTEC Level 3 diploma and extended diploma courses. To get onto that, you either need 3 Level 4 grades or 4 Level 4 grades at GCSE. So the top green course is most students go to university. They go off and do sports science degrees. They do sports therapy degrees, coaching degrees, teaching degrees, all sorts of different things. However, we also have a lot of people going to apprenticeships, and we have lots of employers in it and solely just appoint people from our cohort of students. So it's a very personalised education that you'll get with Coaching Connections at AFC Telford United that you might not get at a bigger college, because we only have 70 students across all the different year groups, and you get a lot of more one-to-one time, and I'll explain that in a little bit. These are the results we've had as well. So this is last year's results. However, the year before we had slightly lower by a couple of percent. So 93% of our students get a C or above, and 68% get an A or a B. So the reason for those really good results is because we can have such small groups. So on average, we have 14 is our average group size. So I teach a group of 15, but I also teach that group of 5. However, we have groups of 9, we have groups of 10. So we have a lot more one-to-one time with you. And that's the whole idea of that private school environment, and the idea that rather than you having to pay 12 or 13,000 pounds to get the personalised education you get at private school, you get that here for free. Because we're part of the biggest independent college in the country, we can have that additional funding to allow you to have a more personalised education. Another reason why we get lots of people apply for the course is specific awards we've won as well. So we won 2 national awards and a regional award for how we provide football and education to our students, specifically at Telford. So the outstanding in all categories was based across the whole of the multi-academy trust. However, these specific awards were specific for Telford. So the 2 national awards were how we've combined football and education to our students. And the regional award is specifically of how we've just delivered football and that extracurricular to our students. So we've had lots of people play for the first team around the world, in places like Australia, Finland, Singapore, all over the place. However, we realise that only a very small percentage of people can get into paid football, and also not everyone wants to get into paid football. They enjoy playing football more recreationally, so they have a lot of our students are in that bracket as well. And we also offer them a very good education to make sure they can get those careers in sport rather than just get through the 2 years, have the piece of paper and kind of enjoy themselves. Obviously, they enjoy the course because, we make it as personalised as possible. However, we make sure that they have those high expectations and those very good grades for the one-to-one time that we can give our students. So like I mentioned, the private school environment is really important for us and also a real good selling point, especially for parents, because that whole idea of you getting that one-to-one time with your son or daughter on the course to make sure that they maximise their learning and maximise their potential when they're at the college and at the football club itself. So within the classroom, what that sort of represents is essentially small group sizes, like I mentioned, as well as the Samsung Galaxy tablet you get for free. If you fall behind or you want additional one-to-one time, then we give 2 hours of tutoring every single week on top of your lessons. So for example, a student of mine has been ill the last couple of days, and he's coming on Wednesday after his mandatory lessons and doing that additional one-to-one time. So our timetable at the moment is Monday to Thursday. It follows pretty much exactly the same time as the Telford and Wrekin School would. However, we have much smaller group size, so you can see in the background in that slide there, that's one of the biggest groups we have, and they barely fill the room because we've got such one-to-one time with our students, and you can see them using their tablets in the background as well. We have a personalised work experience programme, so every single student will do a minimum of 30 hours of work experience, because we understand in the sports industry, it's very difficult for you just to come out with a piece of paper and say, look, I want to get a job in sport if everyone else is in the same situation. So we help you get all that work experience. And if you can't get an external placement, like it might be quite tricky at the moment with the whole virus situation happening, we give our students a lot of opportunities within the football club to make sure that they can gain those skills and those vocational qualifications on top of the qualifications we give them. So if they get 50 hours, we'll give them additional funding to help them stand out from the crowd. So for example, there's a student in the back of that group there who had an additional first aid course because he wanted to get into sports therapy, and that's what he's doing at university. So on the football side of things, how it's a private school environment is every single student will train 3 times a week. We'll have weekly games on a Wednesday. So for the team, if you play for a team at the moment, on the weekends or evening, that doesn't impact that. We'll have strength conditioning sessions. We'll have these GPS vests, like I mentioned before, to make it more scientific. And we also have high-level UEFA coaches. So I break it up into 2 areas. If you wanted to get to the same level of education with the same small groups and the small one-to-one time, you'd have to pay to go to a private school. So you'd have to go to a variety of different private schools that are in the local area, and we would give you the same quality of education, in my opinion, regarding the same variables in the small groups and the additional support and one-to-one time. With the football side of it that we offer and the extracurricular we offer to you, it's a bit like core PE. However, for you to get the same level of coaching and the same qualifications from members of staff, as well as the additional vests and the sports science equipment, you would have to go to Professional Football Academy for. So the reason why we've won national and regional awards, we've got outstanding in all areas, and we have lots of people apply for the course, and we have very high academic grades, is because we can manage to combine the 2. So we have a lot of people apply for the course, and we want to pick the best students who can obviously help us achieve more awards in the future. So we do a variety of different tours as well. So I'll be honest with you, we're not doing a tour this year through the whole transport of, and sort of worldwide travel is kind of limited at the moment. However, on a normal year, we'd let the students kind of decide where they want to go from a variety of choices. So students have gone to Spain and they've played at big tournaments in Spain in the past, but we've also done more recreational tours to places like Dubai and the UAE, also been to Florida and Holland as well. So when we went to Holland, we've gone to different football hotels and give students the experience of being in a football environment abroad, as well as giving them sort of cultural experiences of being in these different countries as well. And they normally happen towards the back end of the academic year, around May, June time. We have a big push on exit routes as well. So students can progress in the course into a variety of different teaching roles. So sports roles. So we have teaching coaches, physiotherapists. So we've got students in the pictures there. Some people have gone into analysis. Some people have gone into sports therapy. Some people have gone into teaching, coaching, some play. And I'll explain, how different students have progressed from the course into different roles. So we had students who, like I mentioned there, have played. So we've got people who have played for a variety of teams and they use their education as a backup. So if you want to push your football, that could be something for you. However, the more academic side of things, and people have kind of enjoyed playing their football, will want to get into a different, route after they finish the course. So, we've had people go into teaching, like I mentioned, business and marketing degrees, as well as sports science degrees. So the pictures you see there are what's called their ComSpot accounts as well. So every single student, when they use their tablet, will have an online portal. So you might use Teams at the moment at schools, so Microsoft Teams to kind of do like homework on and a variety of different other tasks. However, all of ours, pretty much 90% of our course is all online. So regarding where you'd evidence it. So we do have the odd online lesson to supplement your English and maths. So if you don't get a level 4 in English and maths with us, you would have to retake that, but that's pretty standard for any course or any sector you would look to apply for. However, this ComSpot portal that you see in front of you, every single student will get a profile. All your assignments were based there, so all of our BTEC courses are qualification, our coursework based, and all your evidence will be based there, or your feedback will be based there. So parents, for example, can see feedback every single day if they wanted to. So all they do is request feedback and they can see how their work is complete, all the feedback they get. They have 5 paragraphs of feedback in every single assignment. They have 3 reports a year. So students will type half, I will type half, or the teacher will type half, and and they get a lot more feedback regarding how they're doing rather than maybe just your standard report. You have a lot more interaction with the parents as a member of staff, and there's no grey areas regarding progress. A lot of people ask me about the kit as well. So the kit is what I'm wearing now. It's all Adidas based, and this is basically replaces your uniform. So as you can see in the top left, that's basically what you'd wear in class. And the bottom left is what you'd be wearing, during your games. So the easiest way to sum up the course is basically, if you do BTEC or GCSE at the moment, you'll have an element of outside classes and inside classes, and then you'll do core PE on top of that. That's the easiest way to summarize how your timetable would work without going into too much detail in this limited time we have. And that pretty much sums up all the sort of information I'd like to give you. Now, an easy way to track what we do on a daily basis is follow our social media accounts. Now, the most active one is Instagram. So we have lots of different centres, coaching connections. So, for example, my role is head of faculty over a couple of different PE departments across the country. So obviously one at Telford and then one in Newcastle as well. And we have lots of different videos and pictures of how people are doing different things on a daily and weekly basis. So you'll get to see how we use the sports science equipment, but then also how you can see the games and the classes and how those sort of groups and one-to-one time really impact our students. However, if you're interested in applying, there's a variety of different ways, and I'll keep this up for a few minutes as well, if that's possible, or however long we need to keep it up for. So the easiest way to do it is apply on the link at the bottom. So if you Google www.coachconnections.co.uk/apply, and then you can fill all your details out and you can select Telford as the centre you'd like to obviously get your application to send to. So you see all the other different centres, for example, Newcastle and one in Liverpool, for argument's sake. My work number is also there, so if you wanted to call me or message me about a few things about this specifically, you can, and also my email address at the bottom. The reason why I put down about there and the school and writing down, because I obviously do this presentation to lots of different audiences and different situations. So the easiest way if you're at home to apply is to do on the link at the bottom. So regarding the the Coaching Connections apply, what will happen? All your details come through to me. We'll have an interview. It's half an hour long. I'd ask you to bring your predicted grades with you so I can get to see what you kind of academically like, as well as your your attendance record as well. So it'll either be myself or one of the other 4 members of staff that we have. And then from there, we can look to possibly give you an offer for the course.